I forgot what this feels like. Yeah, the U.S. wins 4-0 over Panama, defying everything I expected from this game, which was not much, to be honest. I was feeling pretty down. We came out guns blazing with the best player in CONCACAF on our side, leading the way. Christian Pulisic was outstanding for the first part of the game until they started beating him up so badly that we had to take him out of the game when we were up big. But yeah, amazing performance from the U.S. Not perfect, but very, very good. Got the job done, and now we are in the driver's seat to get this done and grab the third place and not have to go to the Asian playoff and not have to not qualify. We are in the driver's seat to make the World Cup, and then all of this goes away. We can start fresh and start prepping for that. This is US Fan TV. This is our post-match US-Panama show. I am Pat. Chris is going to be here in a second. He's at the bar. You guys know, if you're a longtime viewer of this show, you know what that means. It could mean anything. It could mean literally anything. He might be getting into a fight right now. He might be getting arrested. Who knows? But we have TJ with us. TJ, how do you feel about this match?
I'm shocked. Like you, I did not have high expectations going into tonight. I thought this would be a complete slog, that they would find a way to sneak the game out. Just a great, not perfect, but a great performance. And my initial thought that came to mind, and I know we're going to run around and we're going to ramble around a little bit, but I want to throw this out early or I'll forget it because I'm an idiot. Bob Bradley was helping with this camp.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just keep him through Russia and have the two of them work together again, like they did, many years ago with DC United and with the national team? And
I would think we could certainly keep him for a while, right? I mean, he's going to be LAFC's coach. That's
what I mean. Can we just keep him and he can start with LAFC after the fact?
Yeah, LAFC doesn't need him. No, I would like that. It seems to have, I mean, maybe he was it. Maybe he had nothing to do with it. Obviously, he and Bruce have very similar philosophies, so it's not surprising that, Bruce would bring his old buddy back in. But something happened. And a lot of people were on Bruce for not starting Jeff Cameron, but my God, they look good to start the match. Christian Pulisic just came out guns blazing. And speaking of guns, did anybody see that tattoo? Holy shit. That's like some Kenny Power stuff. He's got the flag and the eagle. It's like exactly what Chris describes as Chris wants to get that if we win the World Cup, with like all sorts of faces and like really, really gaudy stuff, like NASCAR style. That's what he wants to get. That's our boy Pulisic's got that now. So we got that going for us. But yeah, guns blazing. He comes out, scores, he shows his class with a beautiful touch, very, very good pace on that goal. And then assists on Josie's goal, the second goal of the game. So outstanding match from him in the short period of time that he was out there. Obviously, we had to take him off in the 55th minute or so because Panama was getting chippy and we didn't want to get him destroyed, which, I guess we'll talk about this later. Does that set a dangerous precedent that if you just foul the shit out of Pulisic, we will take him out of the match?
No. I'll just simply answer that and cut you off and just say absolutely not. When you're up 3-0 at the time, yes, they're going to take him off, especially when you have a game coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
If this game's not 3-0, the answer is no. I also think if this game's not 3-0, the cards would have come out and they would have been flying. I know, and I'll wait for Chris to have that throwdown. And I know Mike's watching and he'll think the ref was crap, and there are things he missed. There's no question about it, but his game management was fine. I had absolutely no issues with it. And I'll have that argument with Chris.
It wasn't
later.
Incredibly lopsided or anything. It was fine.
No, but you saw a lot of people crying for red cards, for Panama getting chippy. Again, it's 3-0. If he starts throwing cards and starts punishing for that, I get it. These are professionals. These are also professionals who are getting their asses handed to them big time in a game that means the world to them too. Panama needed this game tonight, and that's probably why this game wound up 3-0. It was a tactical idea I never even thought of. The Panama had to chase the game from the get-go. They needed 3 tonight. One wasn't going to do it for them tonight, so they had to chase the game. So they didn't sit back and just absorb. They tried coming out and playing, and that's why you saw the game being wide open, especially the first 30 minutes of the game. So that said, the referee, by not going to his cards and start dishing cards right and left unless he really had to, kind of kept the game under control because it showed he was calm and not letting it get away from him at all. But no, taking Pulisic out when they did, I thought was tactically brilliant because it's 30 more less minutes on his legs. It's 30 less minutes of getting beaten, getting chipped at, and getting hacked down. And you're going to need him Tuesday. That's simple.
Yeah, and it's TJ looks skinnier. What? Yeah, I was a little pissed because it's fun watching him play, but at the same time, I was I cringe every time they start that shit. So
holy shit, is he ugly?
What? All right, first of all, tell us where you are.
I am. Yes. What is that stuck on? Okay.
Are you in a car? You are in a car.
I am in a car.
Is it making any crazy noises?
No. Apparently this time we actually are not going to, I don't know, get whatever, the car to blow up in front of us.
So we kind of talked about how we felt. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, we're going to the World Cup. Like,
very likely.
I know technically it's not official, but realistically, as we talked about, as you guys talked about the other day, as we've talked about previous to that, this game really decided everything. What?
They're asking about your car battery right now. If you're new to the show, the last time we did a post-match show and Chris left the Highbury pub and went to his car started going crazy, and then the battery had issues. So
I still think it was user fail.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a common denominator here.
I'm not saying that's not a possibility. All I'm saying is we got to win. We are effectively in the World Cup.
How do you feel? We were just discussing.
All in all, we're closer to the World Cup than Lionel Messi is, and I'm not saying that's fair. I'm just saying that's where we stand. That's
going to be sad. It's going to be sad.
Oh, I don't want to see a World Cup without Messi.
No,
but I'll take a World Cup without Messi if it means we're in.
All right. So before you got here, we were talking about how awesome Pulisic was, and then we were talking about Bruce's decision to pull him so that he didn't get his shins broken in two.
Were you good with that? Neck broken.
Were you good with that decision, or does it set a precedent that it tells these other Central American hack countries that if you just foul the shit out of him, you'll get us to take him out of the game?
No, because in the end, he had still done the damage he was going to do. I mean, realistically, at 3-0 or whatever it was, I think it was 3-0 when he was pulled out.
God damn it, Chris! We agree on something. This should never happen. It's more fun when we don't.
At 3-0 when he was pulled out, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it was the 73rd, 4th, 5th minute, something like that when he came out, I think. So who cares at that point? No, I believe there you protect him because he needs it. I'm sorry. The first half, he was a full-blown 10 for me. And I don't mean the number he was wearing. I mean, if I'm giving players a rating, he was a full-blown 10.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Every time he touched the ball, it was amazing. He was tearing them apart. He was taking on 3 players, and the only chance they had was to just sweep the legs. I mean, there were a few times I was yelling like, fuck you, Johnny, because
Cobra Kai.
Exactly. The only chance they had was to sweep the legs, Johnny. That's it.
There's a lot of young people here who probably don't get that reference.
Go watch
the Crane Kick, the Karate Kid.
Karate Kid is the movie.
Just Google sweep the leg. You'll get enough of it.
Is this the portion of the show where we let you talk about the refs for a little bit?
Oh, I mean, I will say it's ridiculous that they were playing with 11 men when they should have been playing with 8.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
They had 3 full-blown red cards. And I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. When somebody ends up with blood on them, they have an open wound on their face, and you go, man, it's not a call. That's just straight-up bullshit.
It is ridiculous.
Now, I will be the first to admit, I did not actually see what happened with that because I was watching on my tablet, and ESPN decided it was going to pause every few. So I can't say I saw that. I can say from a referee standpoint, I don't know what happened before it. I don't know what happened during it and what happened after it. But I can tell you from a referee's perspective, if I see something for it, and then the guy in this case, comes out with Beasler comes out with on the losing end and he started it, I just kind of look at it and go, serves you right. Like I said, I didn't see what happened, but that's kind of how a referee will see it from time to time. Is if he's the one that instigated it when there's no cameras on him, then you turn around and go, serves you right.
And I would be fine if that was the case. That was not the case, though. The reality is Beasler was jockeying for position, and he got an elbow straight into the eye. I mean, it ended up hitting like just above his eye in the eyebrow, and that's what busted open. But the reality is he got an elbow straight in the face.
He just needs
straight. It should have been a straight red card.
Well, he needs a better corner man. He needs to get Mick from the Rocky movies to be his corner man.
Cut the eye. Cut it.
Come on, Rock. Come on, Rock.
Going back even further with that reference. How about let's talk about Josie's Panenka, because if he screws that up, we're all kind of pissed at him. But it worked, and so it's hilarious and awesome and good for him. But good call by him to try that shit, or
absolutely.
I'm always surprised anytime a player goes for it, because realistically, and this is what I was explaining what a Panenka was to my girlfriend, and what I said was, from the age of 5, you're just instructed, put it in the corner as hard as you can, and I mean it basically works at every age, but a Panenka, you gotta sell that you're putting it in a corner, so the goalie tries something. And
let me see if I
don't think Josie sells it that well. I was kind of shocked by it.
Let me break this one down a little bit, because I can see what happens here. This is probably why he did it. He heard enough of a conversation going between the players on Panama talking about the scouting report on where Josie puts his PKs.
Maybe.
So if he's hearing that, he's like, fine, fuck you, I'm going right down the middle.
Yeah, maybe Josie speaks more Spanish than they gave him credit for, and if you're right, if they were openly...
If they're openly talking that, or you know what? Because he's pretty sure he's going to score it that way, how much psychologically was that just that shot to the nuts that just kind of
ended them, yeah. That was the point where they took their chippiness to a new level, because, that is kind of embarrassing, but yeah, it's fantastic to see. And then of course, Bobby Wood didn't have the greatest game. He missed a few chances. He probably could have had a hat trick if he had finished everything, but he finished the one that made it 4-0. So we get to sing, he scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. Bobby Wood, he scores when he wants. Yeah, what did you think of his game tonight, guys?
I think Bobby Wood, kind of like Altidore, in the sense of he was causing enough problems getting those chances, even though he's not finishing them. He's going to get them. He's going to keep getting them. And it's going to open up spots for number 10 to kind of come through, because you have to pay attention to him. He's going to score those eventually, and Panama knows that as well as anybody else. So you have to keep respecting him in that sense. So that's going to leave more spaces for number 10, which, by the way, Pat, we did talk about this the other night, that number 10 needed to be in the center of the park to be more dangerous, because you're not restricting him. And funny, how did that work out tonight? Well,
it worked well. It's what you want to see. Chris has dropped off. That can mean any number of things. That could mean the car's on fire. It could mean he's under arrest. It could mean something's going on in the car. I don't know. But he's not here anymore. So we'll see if he shows back up. Maybe he doesn't. We've got that little picture. I don't know if you guys see that at home. You got the little picture of his Tinder profile photo. Yeah. So overall, I mean, not as strong, not as creative after Pulisic came off. Deuce, obviously Dax came on for Pulisic and threw an elbow or two, or got a little kicky out there just to kind of show people don't screw with our kid. Hockey goon style, which I like to see. And then Deuce comes on later. Obviously, everyone was kind of hoping that he breaks Landon's record. He did not get any, not create anything. We didn't look as good.
It's garbage. It's garbage time. You're up 4-0.
Exactly. Yeah, you started going defensive with your substitutions. And you've already got it in the bag, and you're saving something for Tuesday. I don't read anything into the fact that we didn't look as good in the second half of the match, because we still look okay.
And you really got to think about it this way. If you're going to go with the hockey reference and the hockey goon reference, you basically took off Wayne Gretzky and you put on Marty McSorley. Realistically, and now we got.
I won't say Dax is Marty McSorley.
Well, Marty McSorley could play. It's just you just didn't want to.
That's true.
You just didn't want to screw with him because he was going to knock you on your ass, and that was kind of it. You took off your best scorer, your best assist man, and put on a guy who's going to beat the hell out of you for being if you're going to be a dick.
It's there's less room for it in soccer than there is in hockey because they don't let you just punch each other in the face. But there's something to be said for punishing people who screw with your star player, your 139-pound, $8 million a year star player. You do want to retaliate a bit and let them know it's not acceptable, especially if the ref's not going to jump in and do anything for you, which that is a point. I mean, we can complain about the ref all we want. Christian Pulisic is good enough. He needs star treatment now.
Oh, absolutely.
You cannot have
absolutely
an $8 million a year European star coming over here and getting the shit beat out of him by these Central American countries that would rather just be chippy than, this is Costa Rica excluded because I respect Costa Rica, but the other ones who are just would rather, come out and
again
and foul. It's the refs need to protect the stars. It's not quite to the NBA level, but that needs to happen. And I think Pulisic has earned it at this point.
And I agree 100%. But again, always look at the scenario in game management. The game was 3 and then 4-0. You're going to, as a referee, you're going to try and keep the cards put away as long as you can, because it's just going to make things even more inflamed, to probably make them even chippier. And I get it. Then you're finishing game with probably 6 or 7 Panamanians left. But at that point, it does no good. It makes more hostility when it's really not necessary. Like I said, Panamanians were already embarrassed. So at that point, you try to hold back on it and keep it more. But I did see it early on. He definitely was keeping track of Pulisic being fouled and the guys fouling, because I saw a couple times him flashing 2 like 1, 2 pointing at him, letting him know the next one's going to be the third, going to be booked with it. Usually 3 is when they'll start booking, and he had control of it. And like I said, at that point, bringing out cards and starting to throw guys out is going to do nothing but make a hostile game and make it even chippier than it needs to be.
Simon just asked, I would love to be going to Trinidad on Tuesday, but we're not. But you know what, Simon? Next qualification round, if we play in Jamaica, I think we need to make the trip down there to see you. So let's plan on that right now, because that would be fun. Yeah.
And Chris dropped off again.
Yeah, he'll be back at some point. Right before the Tinder profile picture goes up, his photo gets really still when it does that freeze frame thing, and every time I stare at it, I'm like, is he just remarkably still, or is he not in the show anymore? So we got our answer.
Here, let me throw this idea out, because we're getting closer to World Cup qualification. And if this happens, I believe at this point, I believe we need a guest spot from Simon Preston to come in and do some scouting of opposition and do some opposition research and just add expert opinion, because he seems to know a bit about soccer, which puts him ahead of me, and you guys let me on the show continuously.
Yeah, we let Simon on too, to be fair. He's a good dude. Bobby Warshaw says he's coming on with us Tuesday night again, so that'll be fun. He's a good dude, and he knows way more than we do, because he actually was a professional soccer player. So now Tuesday night it's not in Port of Spain, it's in a town just south of Port of Spain, in a smaller stadium. Road matches in the CONCACAF Hex, I'm always kind of scared. Even like we saw that when we went to Panama after our blowout performance in San Jose. We went down there and got a draw. Obviously, Trinidad and Tobago is out. They don't have a lot to play for except for pride. But it still worries me a little bit. You're still on the road in CONCACAF. I'm more confident now than I was, and a point should do it, right? I'm thinking, because the 2 matches there's Mexico going on right now, right, against Trinidad and Tobago, and then the other match is tomorrow now, right? Didn't they move it? So we'll see how it all shakes out, but I believe a point does it. At least it very close should, but we need to play for 3. We need to go for it.
A point absolutely will do it with a goal differential. Sorry, I keep dropping out. My stupid phone keeps deciding that, I don't know, because whatever, I'm outside, it shouldn't work.
At least it hasn't been destroyed.
I haven't gotten angry enough where it would be.
So yeah, we still go for the win though, right? I mean, unless
100%.
Unless the result of tomorrow's match, and I haven't looked at the table and done all the math, but the result of the Costa Rica Honduras match, if it plays in our favor, where we absolutely know a point will get us there. If it's 100%, then fine. But I'd like to see us go out with a win and go out with a solid third place. We don't want any part of that Asian playoff. Syria and Australia drew. Was it yesterday? And so it could be anybody's guess as to whether we're going to play Syria or Australia, but it's going back to Australia, so it would probably give them a slight edge. And the Aussies are not a team I want to screw with the World Cup on the line. So let's get it done Tuesday and be happy.
Okay, who does Panama play on Tuesday? Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
Panama plays Mexico, right? Because we would play Trinidad.
Correct.
And then, so.
All right, so, and that's the only one. I'm looking at it right now. U.S. is sitting on 12. Honduras is sitting on 9. But they play Costa Rica tomorrow.
It's Costa Rica. Right? It's Costa Rica, yeah.
So, a point should, if Honduras takes all 6 points, they've stood on 15. So a point should do it. But if Honduras wins tomorrow, then it's a lot, then it becomes a lot more uncertain. Panama's on 10 with 9 games. Honduras needs all 6 points in the next 2 games. They play Costa Rica and Honduras. Is that who
I can't remember. Well, Honduras plays.
If Panama's playing Mexico, then Costa Rica's got to be playing Honduras. Or no, they're playing tonight. So sorry.
Yeah.
I'll look that one up
it's
too.
Mexico, right? Honduras ends in with Mexico, isn't that right?
Hang on, I'm looking. Those were 2 screens. They're nice. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have that option right now, so you guys can tell me. I can't remember these things.
Yeah, because Chris. Yeah, tomorrow is Costa Rica and Honduras. On Tuesday, it is Honduras and Mexico, Panama and Costa Rica, and the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. So yeah, it looks good, but at the same time, play for 3. I concur with that one. This is the one game where on the road you should be looking to step on their throat and do it early and get it done with. Although last time they played, you were there, weren't you?
I was. It was in Denver. It was in Denver, and it was not nearly. It was a 2-0 final, but it wasn't nearly as much of a convincing win as I had hoped. It was 2 Pulisic goals. They were both in the second half. Going into halftime, it was one of those games where it looked like I was wondering how we were going to score because it just didn't look like we were going to. But Pulisic made it happen, and we may need him again early in Trinidad, and then hopefully, like tonight, hopefully you just get to chill. It's a lot easier on me when I just get to chill. I was remarkably relaxed during the day. I'm normally really tense on days like this, especially with this level of, basically everything's on the line. Were we going to continue to do this show if our guys miss the World Cup? I don't know. I mean, maybe we turn it into an MLS show or something, but now it doesn't look like we're going to have to worry about that. So, but yeah, I was pretty calm, pretty, just we'll see what happens. And then when they came out guns blazing, I got home from my son's game and Josie was jumping up and down after he had just scored the second. So I saw it later in Pulisic's goal, but that's when I walked in the door and I'm like, okay, we're good. Time to relax. And that it's a lot easier. The winning the tight games is probably more fun and more memorable, but I want no part of that right now. Let's just get it done. Get it done.
Couldn't agree with you more on that one. But you know what? It was. Let's talk about this because I agree with everything you're saying. That I want to say I did feel more at ease today and just kind of like, and I don't know why because I felt like it was going to be a slog and like I said earlier, it's going to be a complete crap fest and they're going to squeak out a win, but it wasn't going to be easy. And then when it was remarkable and shocking. I've seen a couple of people put it in the chat. I saw some stuff on Twitter about it. Orlando as replacing Columbus as the place to go. And I don't know if ESPN I don't know if ESPN had it mic'd set right. That's as loud of a crowd as I've seen at a U.S. game on TV in a long, long time.
Well, I think part of it too is the construction of the stadium. It's a better stadium. It holds noise. It's got the safe standing section, which I think plays well to the Outlaws. It packs more in and makes it more intense. And yeah, it was a very, very pro US crowd. It sounded awesome. That stadium looks, I wish I need to go to a game there. It looks fantastic. But then the Atlanta fans were immediately going, hey, what about us? And that's hard to argue with too, with what they've been doing in MLS. A qualifier there would be a lot of fun too. So
one difference, natural grass versus
I was going to say the turf is a problem, but yeah, it was fun. It was a good crowd. And I think it's, like I've said, as Columbus as a town is fine, but that stadium kind of sucks at this point. And either they renovate that thing and make it more like a professional soccer stadium and not a high school football stadium. And even in Texas, it wouldn't be a high school football stadium, or we move it to a better stadium. And, Red Bull's fantastic, but it's obviously not going to give us the home field advantage we want. Orlando was very good tonight, and I could see it getting the Mexico match. I really could. They were outstanding. So yeah, that's
Central Florida, and yeah, that's almost the same as Northern Florida and how their breakdown is. Yeah, I would like almost to see Orlando in the rotation to fit in with Denver / Salt Lake, because you do need altitude games here and there, to fit into that rotation. And with Columbus, I still think Columbus gets the next Mexico game, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I was, like I said, it was loud from the get-go. It was energetic, and I don't think, and that can be nothing but good, especially when you score that goal early on. Then that place just exploded, and was it Twellman? Was he Twellman more than once I heard commenting on just how much the atmosphere seemed to be playing into it.
Anonymity's all over TJ for that comment. We should talk about real quick the U17s were awesome this morning. I don't know if you guys saw, but a 3-0 win over India. 3-0, is that right? It's been a long time, but yeah, they looked really, really good. So cheers to them. I mean, India obviously is not a soccer powerhouse, but they are the host nation. So there's something to be said for coming out with such a convincing win right off the bat against the host nation. Those boys look good, man. Let's hope they can keep that rolling too, and that's something we can look forward to. But yeah, outstanding performance tonight. And if you're one of these new people who's jumping on, this is US Fan TV. We do these shows Tuesday night and Thursday night, pretty much all the time. And then we do post-match shows after the US plays. So if you're just finding us now, welcome, subscribe, watch the show all the time. And we should note, before I forget, we have t-shirts for sale. You can go to bonfire.com/USFanTV, or go to our Twitter or our Facebook. I've got it pinned at the top. You have to order before Tuesday. So if you want one, jump on that now. We need to get 2 more sold, and then they'll run the print. So if you're interested, jump all over that. And then, you're helping your favorite show. You're helping your guys out. You're not only getting an awesome shirt, but the little bit of money goes to help us pay for the website and stuff like that. So that'd be cool if you could do that. And if not, we still like you. We still like you. And if you hate the US, we still like you. Even the trolls are fun. So thank you for watching.
I got to throw this out because as I'm flipping through Twitter, America Soccer Now must be stalking us tonight, because they say Wayne Gretzky is to Marty McSorley as Christian Pulisic is to, and then they leave it blank. They're stalking us tonight. I'm convinced of it.
Hey,
now.
I'm honored. All right, guys. What else? Is there anything else we want to talk about? US 4-0 win. Pulisic, Josie off a Pulisic assist, a Josie Panenka penalty. Yeah, holy shit about that. And then Bobby Wood with the 4th. Outstanding match. Not perfect. Bobby Wood had some problem finishing. It seemed like there was a decent amount of space in the midfield that could be tightened up. But I mean, that's kind of
good.
Splitting hairs here. It was a really nice performance.
This is a good question, and this kind of we can digress a little bit if we want. Do we need Chandler? This is from Jim Morales. Do we need Chandler? And you can extrapolate that, after tonight to, Jeff Cameron and all those guys. Do we need these guys going forward? And the answer to me is absolutely, because Panama's offensive attack isn't going to be as good as what they're going to see next year. You need to have these guys like that. And yeah, I think they need Tim Chandler. I think they need they need John Anthony Brooks. They need all those guys.
I think we need Brooks, and Brooks will be back. I don't think Chandler's going to be back. Like I've said, I had questions about his desire to be here, and I wanted to see him one more time. So if we get everything squared away, I'd like to see him here if we're doing friendlies in November. I would like to see him here just to see what he thinks, if he's going to decline the call up again, or like he did when he had that injury for was it the June rounds? Was it the September rounds? It was one of those. Yeah, I want to know, because he's very good in the Bundesliga, and I think he could really help us, but it just doesn't seem like it's working, and I don't think Bruce is even going to call him, to be honest. So, but yeah, Brooks will be back, and yes, we want John Brooks when he's healthy. Poonslayer is asking about Guzan. I think he does play the next match, because that has been what Bruce is doing. I think he'll play. I think you'll see maybe 4-5 changes. I don't think we'll see as many as he's been doing between the two matches in the past, but I think we'll see some rotation. Obviously some dudes aren't going to be rotated out, mainly Pulisic, but yeah, I think we'll see some rotation, and I think he'll switch to Brad Guzan too. What do you think, TJ? Is that what we're going to see, or?
Well, I think you'll see Brad Guzan. I tend to agree with you on that, and I'm guessing Jeff Cameron will make an appearance as well in this one. Yeah, Pulisic's not going anywhere. I'm guessing Bobby Wood and Altidore aren't going to go anywhere. Do you see like Twellman was talking about in the middle of the game, when the game really became wide open? Do you see Bedoya? Do you see maybe Chandler? If you're going to keep your back four the same, do you see Chandler more in the midfield, or not Chandler? Sorry, Jeff Cameron in the midfield, in a more?
Yeah, I think we'll see Jeff
Michael
Cameron.
Bradley.
Yes,
but will he be in the back four? Or will he, like Twelman was talking about in the mid? I think he's in the back four still, but I could see that as well, because now, like, a tie gets you through.
No, I don't think we'll see him in the midfield. We haven't seen that from Bruce ever. I mean, I've seen Jeff Cameron play there for Stoke, and I've seen him play there under Jurgen, but I don't think Bruce has done that yet. Has he? Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, I don't think he'll play in the midfield, but I do think he'll play.
But the one thing we've noticed about Bruce over the years is, just because he hasn't done it before doesn't mean he won't. And just because Bruce won't do it, will Bob Bradley do it, and then Bruce has to kind of go along with it. I shall call him Mini Me.
I will say Mexico Rules is actually a really funny troll, because it takes dedication to troll people after a 4-0 win. Talking about, you know what? Absolutely, you're right, man. We got destroyed out there for that first 8 minutes before we dominated the rest of the match. No, we actually didn't even do that. It was pretty good from the get-go. But yeah, you're welcome to watch the show whenever you want, dude, because you're pretty funny. So yeah, have we covered it? I think we've covered it tonight, guys, haven't we? And it doesn't look like Chris is coming back on. Maybe his car's being towed. Maybe it's got the boot.
Maybe he's in jail. I wouldn't rule that out tonight either.
I will say with Chris, the only time I've ever gotten the boot on my car in my life is when I was with him. So there's something that just follows him. It's amazing. Yeah. So, all right, this is US Fan TV. We do the show Tuesday night, Thursday night, and after US matches. And conveniently, next Tuesday night, there's going to be a US match. So it all comes together. So that's when we're going to be on next. We also jump on occasionally when there's breaking news and stuff like that. Like, when Jurgen was fired and when Bruce was hired, we did that sort of thing.
God, I'm pretty sure I was hammered for that one too.
Probably. We have a website. It is usfantv.com. We have Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and they are all US Fan TV for your convenience. Oh, we hate Snapchat. You know where to find us on Craigslist, guys. You know where the section. And we have YouTube, but you know that because you're watching. Subscribe if you haven't. We love all the new subscribers. We love all the guys that have been here for the full year now. We've been doing this for a year. Yeah, it's been that long. I don't think we started the live shows until it was like right around the Mexico match, right before that. So almost a year. We were doing the live shows, but
I think we came of age in that Mexico match with Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
And Austin, yes, Pornhub is coming in, but we need Chris for that one.
Chris is all over that one. Yeah. TJ, any final words?
Nah, I'd say we'll go with the usual fuck Wando, but it was a good night tonight. So, Chris, fuck you for leaving.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Go buy a US Fan TV t-shirt, please, before Tuesday, and we will love you forever. And we won't. We'll love you even if you don't, but maybe a little bit more if you do. We'll see you Tuesday night. Let's hope. We're going to Russia. Things look good. Go USA. You are done.